Welcome to the Conscious Spirit Podcast.
Welcome back. I'm Mari-Lyn.
And I'm Pam. We have a great show for you today. We'll find out. You can all let us know. Mari-Lyn, what should we talk about today?
My struggle isn't that I'm going to be replaced. It isn't that I'm not good enough.
Mm-mm.
It isn't anything like detrimental towards myself.
Mm-mm.
It's just, now what?
Yes, now what?
Now what?
We have manifested ourselves into a corner. We have wished ourselves into a corner. And let me tell you, it's not real pleasant right now.
And you would think just the opposite, right?
Yeah.
You manifest and you hope and you dream and you work really hard
Right.
towards something, and then it starts coming to fruition.
Yeah.
And fear.
And look how hard we've worked to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Really hard for a lot of years.
Really
to get
hard.
right here. And now it's here. And we're like, yeah. And for me, I don't think for me, it's I'm not afraid of success. I'm afraid that I just don't know what it looks like. And that's what freaks me out. I don't know what and how many times?
So much unknown.
Yes.
Right now.
And how many times have we been here, Mari-Lyn? Oh my gosh, over the years. So many times we've been in that place of we've reached this plateau.
Yes.
And now what?
And now what? The difference is, now it's not just you and me.
It's not just you and me.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
That's the biggest difference.
Yes. Yes.
And I bet you everybody's going, what the hell are they talking about?
I'm sure they are. Yes. Should we tell them?
I think you should tell them. I think you should do the honors.
All right. So years ago when I started TCS, actually started a physical TCS. I started it online and then I took it to a real 3D place where people could come. And I always had this dream of, first of all, being a teacher. Well, that was not my dream at first. You've all heard me talk about that. Okay, that was not my dream. Fred kept telling me I was a teacher, and I looked, and that's okay. I had more to learn, and then I became a teacher, and I stepped into that. And my dream was to teach, obviously, and then to have a physical place where I could teach. Done and done. Then my dream became, well, I want students who want to stay working with me and bringing more to TCS, making more of TCS, like open it up and expand it. Of course, Mari-Lyn came along, and that was super exciting. That was another milestone. Okay, that was another milestone. Okay, I got one. Yay, I got one. And not only was she a fabulous student, she became my friend. And then you became a teacher as well, right? So then we're doing this together. Okay, it's like step one. Then I've had a lot of other students who come and then they don't want to stay with TCS. They want to go do their own thing. That's part of it, right? I am not their dream. so okay. And now I have students who not only want to stay, which I have a paranormal piece, which there are students there that have been for a while, etc. They don't want to be on camera. They don't want everything. So that was another kind of milestone. Now the one is Now I have students who are not only fabulous, they want to be part of TCS.
Right.
They want to not just be part of TCS, like not just be on the website. It's
not like just behind the scenes.
Yes. Yes. I have plenty of students who want to be behind the scenes. They don't want to be out there. I always wanted more than that. And now I have it. Now I have, it's not just me, you too. We have 2 students who want, I don't know if want is the right word, are excited. They're going to
I
get
think
on
they
camera.
do want, I'm going to say they want more.
They want more.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
They want more.
They want more.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to have 2 students sort of, we'll always be the face of TCS. Yes, it's always me. Then it's always the 2 of us. And now it's 2 more. And they're going to start doing videos. And I'm not worried that they're going to like say the wrong thing, or they're not going to be sort of in line, or whatever that would be, sort of in quotes, with who TCS is, because that's redunculous. They are, from the very beginning, I said, these are Fred's teachings, and they grabbed a hold and was like, yes, this completely lands. I love this. This is what I've been waiting for all my whole 25 years of life. I've been waiting for this. And now, so that's not a concern. I am not concerned that somehow they're going to have a different message or something away from TCS.
No.
That doesn't.
No.
Them, it's not even, we want them to be successful. I want them to be successful.
Absolutely. And
I'm looking forward to that. So as I'm saying all this and telling you what I'm not afraid of, yes.
What does that mean?
That's what I'm right. So, but then what is the fear? What is the fear that I'm having then? What the hell? My dreams are coming true. My dreams are unfolding right all in front of me. And I'm not done. I'm still waiting for more students to come, for more students to get what we're doing here, truly understand it, do their weekly homework, heal their shit, own their shit, speak truth, and be amazing healers, and get out there as more faces of TCS. And at the same time, I'm like,
yeah,
yikes. So then what happens?
You're human.
And do you realize I keep doing this? In sign language, this is more. So I'm sitting here, as I'm talking, I'm saying more, more, more. Oh my gosh.
Well, is that part of the fear that your dreams are coming to fruition and that's the end of the line?
That could be.
Like there's no more dreams. But the dreams are, the possibilities are endless.
Endless. Have no idea what this is going to look like, where this is going to take. I'm super excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
And to have younger people, you know, Trevor's in his 20s, Sarah's in her 30s. They are a pair to be reckoned with. You all just wait till these 2, you get to see these 2 on your screen. You're just going to absolutely adore them. You're going to love them as much as we do.
And I have no doubt that they will be on this podcast channel.
Yes.
Just the 2 of them at some point.
Yes, because they're going to start with our paranormal channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with TCS Everyday Psychics.
Yes. So for those of you who watch both our channels, they might bring back the ghost POV. Just saying.
There's whispers. There are whispers.
Want that to come back. And Mari-Lyn and I don't want to do it anymore. That's kind of been there, done that. And that's sort of the way we do things. It's like, I know I'm definitely that way. I'll want something and then I'll get it. And then it's like, what? So that is what I'm doing, isn't it? Okay, so now I have it. What's next? Bless you.
Thank you. I used to when I was doing something, I would get so enmeshed in it, there was not room for anything else.
Oh.
Then I'd become comfortable with it. And then the codependency with it would happen. And because you absolutely can be codependent with a situation or an activity.
Absolutely.
And I was, and I.
Yes. And we know you know nothing about codependency, really. We know that. Should I explain codependency to you, or do you think you're sorry? You know, I'm not making fun of Mari-Lyn. I love
Yes,
her
she
with all
is.
my heart. Well, but only because she's healed so much of it. If this were trauma, or if this were wounding lessons, whatever that you have not done so much work on, I would not be able to teach.
No, you would never
You'd
say
be over
that.
there flipping
You
me
would
out,
never
telling me
say
to
that.
go. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that was funny.
So maybe
but
that, yeah, go ahead.
I have the healing, and now I am getting to the point of, please no. I've had my fill.
Yes, yes. I'm done. I've
Yeah.
conquered. I'm ready for, or maybe not even conquered, or
Maybe not even conquered, but
sometimes you get into it and you go, yeah, it wasn't what I thought, or I've had enough. And
that sometimes there's no need to go above the plateau.
Correct.
Not always.
That's a beautiful way to
And
say
I
it.
love that term, going above the plateau.
Yes.
Haven't used it in a long time.
In a very long time. You might have to pull those classes out again.
I just had that thought.
Yes, try them out again. That was an old program that Mari-Lyn had, and you know, things get old, so you put it away, and new things come, and you evolve, and you move forward. But woo, I bet you could pull that forward and do something fabulous.
And above the plateau was really about moving beyond that place of stuck.
Yes.
Or of comfort.
The comfort.
That place of comfort where we
zone.
Just allow ourselves to be mundane and go through the motions so much that we don't even have to be present.
Nope.
Because if we're going to move above that plateau, we have to be in our bodies and present and active participants in life. And holy smokes.
Yes.
Okay, now my wheels are turning about what's it going to look like to bring this back.
Yes.
And how to do it and how would it work. And wow.
And progress is uncomfortable. That's why people don't like to do it. That's why I'm sitting here in this uncomfortable space, right? Because I'm making progress.
You are making progress, and you don't know what it looks like, and
I have no idea.
Know.
And not only that, I'm going to say something that I haven't said yet to anyone. Well, I mean, you know, I haven't said this on. Is I just had I'm doing podcasts now.
Yes.
One today, yay!
I'm a guest on people's podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
And I did one today, exciting. And I have to say, not only is it my favorite to date, I think it will be for a while, if not always. And I hope he does invite me back on. His name's Kevin. The podcast is KevJet. Yes. Yeah.
Always.
Always what?
This will always be your favorite. Now, there might be others that are your favorite, but this will be your favorite because this was the first beautiful experience.
Yes.
That allowed you to see the possibility.
There was connection with this one. This was not just someone asking me questions or kind of challenging me or had those type of questions that are like, well, seriously, you're asking me this? It wasn't that at all. He had very thoughtful questions. He is not hard on the eyes, let's just say. And, and he's open and honest. He's in the health profession, so he's a healer and compassionate. And it was really, really, yeah, I'm still sort of high from it.
You know what I just realized is I might have asked you one or two questions about it, but we really didn't talk about it.
No, we just said, oh, are we podcasting today?
And
our question.
Even we got online, and
yeah,
I need to bring back my curiosity, because I was dying. I was watching my clock when, it hit like 10:13, and I'm like, okay, I know they're not done yet. I know they're not done yet. And I was so anxious to hear about it. And then when you were done,
yes,
I shut down.
I'm going to sort of roll that back a little bit though. You and I have such a connection. I think that you were leaning in just a little bit and you could feel how good I felt. So I don't think you had to ask specifically what happened. You knew, because there have been times when it's like,
we'll give you this. There's still something about hearing it and sharing that energetically, sharing that connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I will say, on my part, I don't know how well, I'm still learning how to I can do this with you. I can shoot the shit with you all day, every day. And we do every day.
We do.
Get out here.
Yeah.
Having someone who doesn't know my story, who doesn't know what I'm thinking, who has real questions that you would have the answer to, but so it was different. And I don't want to watch it, because I think I'm going to look at it and cringe through the whole thing and think, oh my God, why did you say that? Oh, why did you do that? Why did you go? You should have said this, or you should have said that. So I probably will not watch it.
I guaranteed we'll watch it.
You will watch it and tell me, and you'll tell me that I was great and just stop worrying about it. But he was lovely and is lovely. And I do wish him his podcast is gonna go somewhere. It's just really, he is so welcoming and amazing. So I will, when it comes out, you will all know. I will, share the links. But it's Kevjet, Kevjet, and he has, it's on Spotify and Apple, and then there is a one on YouTube. The one on YouTube, I don't know if I think that's more recent. I think it doesn't have as many people watching, but I know his podcast does. So
nice.
Yes. So anyway, blah blah blah.
Nice.
So that's new. So that's an uncomfortable place for me. I am stepping the information I have. I know, I've been doing this a long time. I know that. But really, it's new. It's new talking to people like this. And it's very
new is scary.
New is scary.
New is really scary. Yeah, expansion is terrifying.
Yes. And I trust spirit so very much. And yet in this situation, I sit here and kind of like shiver, like, oh boy.
So my heart is about to pound out of my chest. And Pam, please don't fall off of your chair.
Oh God.
When I say this out loud to our audience, that my recovery podcasts are going to change.
Yes. Yes, they are.
I don't know. I don't know when. I don't know the timing. But I am going to start bringing guests on.
Yes, yes.
And talking to other people that I don't know.
Yes.
And talking about recovery and healing and the whole process. And
I'm so excited.
My heart is like, I'm sure y'all can hear it pounding through the microphone.
Yes.
As uncomfortable as Pam is with talking to new people, and Pam has that gift of gab.
Yes.
Pam has a beautiful way of communicating through words.
Thank you.
And I don't.
Well,
on the same level. It's
different. We do it very differently.
And it is terrifying.
Which I might add tells you that you are headed in the right direction. Means that you're that type of terrified that you're feeling says, okay, I need to do this.
I agree. Yeah.
It's that there's an inner knowing, an inner, I don't know if peace would be the right word, because you feel all fluttered, but there is a peace to it. Like, this is, you know that the path in front of you is stable. And that's the direction you need to start walking, right?
Yes. Because when it's not safe and you know you shouldn't go down that road and you're pretty sure you're going to anyway.
Yes.
The internal message is so different.
Yes.
And I know that message quite well.
Expansion so everything's expanding in our world, and all of you listening are going to take this journey with us, and it's really exciting. So we have a lot of new things coming up. To bring it back to our students coming on, and when I say students, they've already been through my program. And they've worked with Mari-Lyn. So in everyday life, they could walk out, put up a shingle, I'm a healer, and open their own shit and start working. They could work at any metaphysical shop anywhere.
Absolutely.
When it comes to TCS, we like to hold them for longer than that. That's part of what we do. You go through our program, you go through all the classes and you learn, and then we sort of cocoon you and we hold you and allow you to go out on your own and take clients and do things while being held by us. So
because there's still a learning process.
So much to learn.
There is such a learning process in being a practitioner.
Yes.
And
yes.
Obviously, it feels like a real disservice, but it's kind of like
right? The residency thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's fine to call them students because a mother never stops calling her son her son.
That's true. That's true. I don't. No. So this is all exciting, and they're brilliant, and I do want them to be better than me. That's what you dream of as a parent or a teacher, any sort of mentor, is that this person is going to go and make you proud. And I know that that's what will happen. And there's some nerves. Anyway, everything's changing. And it's really exciting. So yes, expansion is what?
Expansion is
yes.
It's a struggle. It's I don't know. Oh my gosh. Necessary. Expansion is necessary. Yeah.
It's growth. It's learning. Oh my goodness.
Expansion is the tunnel to freedom.
Woo! That's a big statement. And yes, I would agree with that. Yes.
I cannot take credit for that.
Thank you, Spirit.
I cannot take credit for that at all.
So expansion, and I want to say, Mari-Lyn and I happen to work in the spiritual, right? So some of you might be thinking, well, I don't know if some of you are thinking this or not. I wanted to sort of, like, you're going to a job, a regular 9 to 5 every day. That's where you're going, and you're thinking, well, how am I supposed to expand on this? How am I supposed to? That might not be the area where you expand. Your life can expand regardless of whatever your job is, regardless of what you do every day. The expansion, yes, is the spiritual expansion, the way it opens your way of thinking, the way you look at opportunities, the way you manifest opportunities, the way you grab those opportunities by the nads and go for it.
Even the way you let go of old thinking.
Yes. Yes.
Letting go of expectations, letting go of judgment.
Yes.
Removing those allow for expansion because we have more room and more capacity for higher vibrational things. We let go of judgment. We have more capacity for compassion.
Yes. What I'm also getting to, though, so I'm sort of when you allow yourself to expand, when you allow yourself to see there's more to life than this comfortable seat you're sitting in.
Sit it in.
Sit it in. I was hoping you wouldn't catch that, but damn it, I knew you would. You're going to expand your life. Your life is going to expand. Your job, whatever your job is going to expand. You're going to learn new things. That's part of expansion, is learning new things, becoming aware of new things.
Feeling more things.
Feeling more, yes.
And some of you might be cringing at that.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel anymore. There's too much feeling.
Yes.
But when we can allow ourselves to feel more and we experience more and we learn more,
yes,
we can give more.
Yep. Yes, 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 yes. So Mari-Lyn and I are fortunate that we get to play in our own sandbox here.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, when you have a job that you go to, you're playing in someone else's sandbox. That doesn't mean you can't expand at all. You can expand that. Mari-Lyn and I just happen to be playing in our own sandbox, and we get to expand from there, which is such a blessing.
We can make it as big as we want to. We can make it as messy as we want to.
Yep. And
we make a mess and we throw the sand outside of the box, and then instead of cleaning it up, we just make the box bigger.
That's right. See, that's all we're doing right now, right? It's just making
the sandbox bigger.
Because we're both really jumping into new areas that make us uncomfortable. Areas that make yes, I have a gift to gab and I could just chatter along forever. However, in this new way, speaking to people that I don't know, I've never met before, I have no idea what's coming at me, what questions they're going to be asking, which I prefer to getting the questions beforehand. I don't want candid answers. I want to do it that way. And I could come across someone who doesn't have good intentions. That is a real fear of mine.
Sure.
I don't play people's games. If people, if people want to come up to me or leave comments, even whatever it is, and they're being nasty, they just want to bait me into their game and what they're doing. I don't do that. I want nothing to do with you. Just go. You're just, no, not going to happen. At some point, that could very well happen. And it probably will happen, and more than once. Just getting on people's podcasts without knowing them. Even if you go through and look at their podcasts, you can watch them. You still don't know what they're going to bring to the table.
No, it's a very vulnerable situation.
Yes.
And you believe in yourself, you trust in spirit, and you move forward, and you put one foot in front of the other. You do the very best you can with what they lay in front of you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there was one podcast that I was invited to, and I went and I looked at first I was like, yes, I'd love to be on your podcast. And I'm going to change my mind, because watching this podcaster talk to these other psychics and things, it is so not what I believe in. It's crazy. I have to, and I'm not going to say any names or anything, because I want to throw someone under the bus here, or this way of thinking. So I don't want to throw the particular person under the bus. That's not kind. But I do want to say, what the hell? seriously? This woman believes that we're constantly being jumped by spirits and aliens, and she was with some people, with some family, and they were all arguing and everything, and just for like an hour, and later she went, oh, I know what it was, we were all jumped. It's like, oh, you've got to be kidding me.
What?
I know. So no responsibility. She took zero responsibility for how she was feeling, how the people in her family were feeling, how the learning they could have done right there. But she blamed it on other unearthly things jumping her and the family and creating the turmoil. And I immediately heard that and went, nope, I can't go on this podcast. Because he was right in the podcast, the host was right in it with, oh yeah, la la. And I thought, oh my God, no.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
We have, our perspective is different.
Wow.
Yes, I know. We are about owning your shit, which you all know who listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's worse than a bypass.
That's yeah, totally blaming something. Yeah, what is that? You're right.
Blasphemy.
Oh, okay. Say more. I want to hear more.
Why did that word come?
Yes.
That word came because typically blasphemy is used when you're like denouncing the church.
Right.
Right?
You're denouncing yourself. Oh, what a disservice to yourself. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, you're denouncing yourself.
Yeah.
And you're blaming another entity. Mm-hmm. I was going to say living being, but it's not a living being, but it's an existing being.
Yes.
You're blaming another being for negative behavior.
Yes. And doing that to you, making you. Yes. Oh, I guess that's what you meant.
Yeah. Blaming that.
Yeah.
Totally ignoring your own responsibility. So
yes,
blasphemy was just the word that came, and I'm sticking with it because it makes sense in my brain.
As well you should.
I hope my explanation made sense.
What a disservice to not allow yourself to feel those very real feelings you were having as you were with your family or whoever it is, it doesn't matter, those real feelings, and giving yourself the opportunity to look and say, why did I get so upset? What was this? What is this wounding that I have? Or what is this adopted thinking? What is going on here that this is how I reacted? And everyone else did too. Like, what is going on?
So everyone involved, regardless of their position of the situation, by saying that they were jumped, invalidates how they feel about what was happening.
Yes. It doesn't allow them. It doesn't allow them. It doesn't allow any of them to go to her and say, something you said bothered me, or I want to apologize for my actions. Even that, because it's like, oh, it wasn't you. You were jumped. It wasn't you at all. What a disservice that is.
That's awful.
What a crime. That's really, yeah.
That's awful. That's awful. Yes. That's just awful.
We are here to be human. We are here to have that full range of emotion. We are here to get pissed off and hurt, and to recognize it, to admit it, and to honor all that, the entire experience for what it is, or for what it was.
And then to heal.
And then to heal it. Yes. So what a disservice. That was just, so anyway, that was it for me. I watched a little bit of it and I was like, yeah, I can't go on this show because the host was completely on it, completely agreed with everything. And I thought, well, they're not going to like that dude's not going to like my my belief system, which is own your shit. No one jumped you. You got triggered. You were all in it, and no one is taking responsibility.
Okay, can you imagine standing there and watching, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 people?
Yeah.
And they all get jumped at the same time. That's no-
there's gangs of ghosts going around just ready to attack groups of people.
Well,
okay.
First of all, they're not, I don't know about first of all, they're not going to engage in some petty argument.
No.
About a human.
That is so funny.
Scenario.
That is just, come on. Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, that was, yeah. So those are not the type of podcasts I want to be on. At least not now. Maybe someday I will. I don't know. I never want to say never, but that would not be comfortable for me today.
I can understand that.
Yes. And does it really go anywhere? Like, if my message truly is to help expand people's awareness and to see what's really the truth about what's going on, does that really, having an argument with someone or having that, because to me, I'm not sure. It could be just a little disagreement and that was it. But I wouldn't be helping anyone expand. If that, you can't argue with people.
No, and
arguing doesn't get you anywhere. And it feels like if I were to go, it would be an argument, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I could see your point, because if people are tuning in for this sensationalism,
yes,
this unrealistic
stuff,
and then they hear you come on and they're gonna go, wah, wah.
Exactly. Yeah, turn that off. Oh, who's this crazy lady that thinks that we're human and we need to own our shit? What is that?
Human.
Yeah.
Human.
Yes.
Well, we are human, and humaning's hard, and
humaning is so hard. It is.
You know, it just is. But humaning is also beautiful and joyful, and
you guys have heard us a lot. You've listened to us a lot. It just, this is what it is. Sorry, y'all. You have to get your ass kicked. You have to heal. You have to own it and forgive and move on. Oh,
we have to struggle.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we have to struggle.
Yes.
We have to struggle
is real, and it's meant to be.
It is. If we don't know the struggle, how are we going to know when we get to rest?
Yes.
How do we know when it's time to just sit back and receive, be in receive mode, and get filled up?
I love being in receive mode.
You know, yesterday, so awesome. This happened to me yesterday. I'm talking to spirit and I'm like, okay, I don't understand there's something going on here. I need clarity. What's my clarity? What am I missing? What? And I finally heard, would you shut up and just let us fill you up? Oh.
Yeah, I guess so.
I was so, used to that feeling, meaning I have something to heal.
Yes.
Or there's something I'm not looking at.
Yes. Something to release or let go of.
Spirit's knocking on me, and okay, there's got to be something I'm not seeing, something I've got to let go of, something I'm doing, something I'm not doing. Oh, shut up and let us fill you up. And I did.
Yes.
And wow, it was amazing.
Yes. And you needed that.
I did.
And I'm so thankful that you listened and you went ahead and allowed yourself to just receive that. And Spirit is always around to help us receive.
Always. And it's so funny when your guides use that kind of language. Would you just shut up and let us?
But they do. People tend to think that they're all regal all the time, and it's like, oh my God, no.
No, they speak to us in a way that we can understand.
Yes.
And they weren't being demeaning, condescending in any way.
They wouldn't have said it that way if that's the way you would have taken it.
No, it was so loving and lighthearted.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they are here to help us laugh, to help us not take ourselves so seriously, to lighten up. Of course, they're here for the support. They're here for all of that. I mean, you name it, they bring it. Yes.
Yep.
So something I touched on earlier and I didn't realize I did until after I did it, is forgiveness. Because I put forget that's one of the steps. And I wanted to go back and make sure to talk about that.
Okay.
Because all forgiveness is not created equal.
No, it's not. Not even a little bit.
No, there is a lot to forgiveness. I remember, and Mari-Lyn, I know, remembers this. I had thought that I forgave my mom. I mean, I did. On a certain level, I did forgive her. She had a really hard life. She had mental illness. We all know, you've heard me blabber about mom. I forgave her for that. And I was able to hang my hat on that. Well, I forgave her. There's nothing else here. And I wasn't able to go deeper into forgiving myself, really forgiving her, accepting what happened, accepting what she did to me, and forgiving all of that. There are levels to forgiveness. So I just wanted to make sure to touch on that forgiveness is not just saying the words. Forgiveness is not just saying, oh, okay, all right, I get why you did that now. No, that's surface level type forgiveness. There's a lot more to it.
And that's important. I mean, that surface level is necessary to go deeper. But man, there's layers to, I think every part of forgiveness that exists, there's layers to it.
Yeah.
And like you said, forgiving her, forgiving what happened, forgiving yourself.
Yes.
There's also forgiving what wasn't.
Oh, yes. A lot of forgiving what wasn't. I think that was, do you think that was the biggest piece for me? Forgiving what wasn't.
I wouldn't say the biggest, but right up there in like the top 3.
Yeah. I totally wanted a different mother.
Yeah.
However, I don't now. I don't. Every abuse that I suffered through her hands, I now can say I appreciate, and I've gotten through them, and all the healing that I've done, and who I am today, who stands here today or sits here today in front of this camera, is because I went through all of that.
Is it fair to say that there was forgiveness as a whole, but then there was forgiveness separately for like every wound?
Absolutely. And well, you know this, every wound, there were so many. So there were like big ones with a bunch of offshoots. There were other big ones. I mean, it was just like one of those, they're showing me kind of like those, like at Chuck E. Cheese or whatever, they have those ball pits that the kids there are all these different balls everywhere. And each step I had to forgive her, forgive myself, forgive my Deva. I mean, there was acceptance. Oh, there was a lot.
Forgiving your Deva.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Very recently, like within this past week, I had the experience of my Deva, because we have a higher self. Our physical body has a higher self. My body forgave my ego for choices I had made that were not in my body's highest good.
Yes.
That was so healing.
Yeah.
That was so amazingly wild.
I'm going to bring this up. I know you've all heard it, but it never hurts to hear it again. Our body is not part of our soul. Our soul lives in this body, and we share this lifetime together. So our bodies have a journey here too. So, yeah. And that's something that we teach. We teach people how to speak to their devas and how to, and it feels really bizarre at first, Mari-Lyn. It's like, I remember the first time I heard it, I thought, okay, you're crazy. Not Mari-Lyn. I heard it from someone else, and I was like, oh, you are, oh boy, crazy lady, 10 o'clock. But it's, once I sort of bought into that and realized that's truth, woof, what a difference it makes in all the healing. Now, there is something that I think we kind of ran past, and that could have been my fault, and I apologize. But you having guests on your podcast.
I'm sorry, did you say something? Are you muted? Did you mute yourself, Pam?
Yes, I am so excited for that. I am so excited to listen to you in you have such compassion for people, and you have such a beautiful way. I'm not the best listener ever. You are a very good listener, right? Because my mouth's always flapping. But I'm really looking forward to that, for you hearing other people's stories or whatever it is they come on to talk about. You haven't, I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be, right? Even if you think it's going to turn out to be something
different. Who knows
what expansion happens.
I have no control out of, of what comes out of somebody's mouth.
No, I'm looking.
Yeah.
You and I have, if it stays on recovery, like addiction, let's just say it stays there. That's going to be fascinating to find out areas that I haven't heard about yet, or I didn't understand, or it's like, whoa, you're kidding me. That's real. You have given me, as everyone knows, I'm not an addict, an alcoholic, whatever, but I was raised in a home, both my parents, siblings, drugs, alcohol was everywhere. So that life I kind of know, but I didn't realize how many of the behaviors that I have that come directly from that.
Sure.
You've taught me so much, because you'll say things and I'll go, oh my God, I do that. And then we'll talk about it, and you'll look at me like I'm a moron, and you'll go, excuse me, didn't you put those together? And I'm like, no, never did. So I'm really excited to.
I never thought about it, but now that you do mention other perspectives on addiction, I know my perspective. I mean, sure, I've talked to other people, but how many conversations have I really gone in depth with people about their recovery and their experiences as an addict? And I'm saying addict because I can't limit the exposure to just alcoholism.
No, not at all.
And I don't
even shopping. That's what just came.
Yes.
Even shopping, having someone
absolutely
absolute addicted.
Absolutely. Yes, it is. It is. Can't predict the future. That's not part of being psychic.
Nope, really isn't. Unfortunately.
But so I can't say that it's going to strictly be around recovery.
Right.
We are healers.
Yes.
So there's going to be a lot of healing talk in there.
I hope so.
There just is.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, a little envy just popped in there a little bit. It's like, Mari-Lyn's going to be talking to other people about this stuff that we talk about. It faded away. It just fluttered away. It went really fast. But
I understand that. I understand that, because I'm like, Pam's going on these podcasts without me.
Yes.
Well, I don't want to be there, but she's doing it without me. I don't want to be there. But
and maybe someday we might do one together. But yeah,
we might. So I understand that. And that's so, isn't that twinge of jealousy just part of the connection?
I think so.
That we have? That
I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say that it's not from trauma because it fluttered away so fast, and I am truly excited for you.
Exactly. And the same for me. I am thrilled that you're doing this. I couldn't do it if you weren't
supportive. Like, it would be really.
And I'm thrilled that you're not making me do it with you.
No, it's my own endeavor.
Yeah. But when people have such a strong connection, and whether it's a friendship connection or a marriage, a work connection, even those little flutters of jealousy feels like just a sign of how strong that connection is.
Yes.
Right. And when it is just that fluttering of, I don't even know if jealousy is the right word, but I think it is. I think it is.
And we all know that stems from something else. Jealousy, envy, that all stems from a different type of trauma. It's trauma. That's like the secondary. This kind of like anger is not the actual.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually coming from, a feeling of lack.
Yes. Yes. And like in my family, anger was the appropriate emotion. That's the one that was completely okay to have in my family.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Yes. Yep. Physical fighting, things being thrown, yelling, screaming, name calling, the whole works. Yeah. It was all.
No.
Yes.
Name calling.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Sitting on the couch, having to hold my sister's hand until we were willing to apologize and make up.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard of, my parents never made me do that. I didn't make my kids do that either. We did have, speaking of that though, we did have, we knew these people. The youngest son was friends with our oldest son. Anyway, he had an older brother, and when they would have arguments, his mom used to make them hold hands and skip. These two teenage boys. And I look back on it now and I think, oh my God, those poor boys. They'd always end up laughing.
Even as teenagers, that's awesome.
Yes.
So clearly that is something that they did from small.
It's very, I'm sure.
Had to have been from small, because, once we reached a certain age, that was not what happened. But I do remember being a little girl and having to sit on the couch holding my sister's hand until one of us would apologize.
Yeah. I know. Yes.
Ooh, man, time goes slow sometimes.
Well, in my family, I always had to apologize. So everything was always my fault. So yes.
Sorry.
That's why I never made my kids apologize unless they actually meant it. Like, unless you really mean it, don't say you're sorry for doing something that you're not sorry you did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I always had to do it.
Really does make sense.
I always had to just apologize so this can be over with. Just apologize so everyone can just get back to normal. Just apologize so the fighting stops, or whatever it is. The discomfort, whoever was uncomfortable would tell me, just do it, just stop, just so it stops. Okay. Just learn that everything's always your fault.
I think as a young adult, maybe not so young of an adult, I had in my mind, because when I was told as a child to apologize and say I'm sorry, I felt so much shame. I really was sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I always thought that speaking those words, speaking the apology, somehow made it authentic.
Oh, sure. I would assume it's whatever you learn that apology will do, right? Or why you were told to do it.
something
there's something to explore there.
It definitely is. Yeah, I really, looking back on it, like with small nieces and nephews of say you're sorry, say you're sorry,
Yes.
say you're sorry. I really did believe that if they spoke the words, it would become authentic.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think that.
That is not accurate.
It's not accurate. No.
Accurate.
And it's not appropriate to teach someone to just apologize just to get it over with. Just so it's
no, it
done.
really isn't.
No. So neither way is really yes.
Yeah.
Don't say it if you don't mean it.
Like and right there, me thinking that speaking it makes it authentic is just another example of how magical some of my thinking was.
We talk about this all the time, that no one gets out of their childhood unscathed, right? Everyone has trauma. Right. Everyone has wounds, etc. You had, certainly compared to me, you had a beautiful childhood. So that just sort of cements or reiterates or whatever verbiage you want to put there, that people that are listening to this say, well, I had a beautiful child. We hear that all the time from people. I had a great childhood. I'm sure you did, but that doesn't mean that you didn't get wounded, my friend. That's not what that means. You still have shit to heal. I guarantee it.
Guarantee it.
Guarantee it. We still have, so here in Portland, we had, sorry, I didn't mean to, when we were younger, we had these two car dealerships. They were brothers. And it was Ron Tonkin and what was the brother's name? I forget. They
Marv?
Yes, Merv. Was it Merv or Marv?
Merv or Marv?
Yes.
I don't remember.
They've consolidated now, or it's all one Tonkin whatever now, but I just remember they had these really, because they'd have back then the stupid commercials, and one of them would say, and I guarantee it. And so every time I think of him doing this little hoppy thing that he guarantees the cheapest prices on a used car. Now I don't even know if they do used cars anymore. They're big lots now.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Probably not like they used to, but
no. Yeah. And that was back in the Stone Age.
So my childhood, a lot of my childhood wounding stems around shame.
Oh, yes.
Because there was a lot of shaming talk, and it was done very, I don't know if covertly would be the right term. It wasn't yelling and screaming. It wasn't pointing in the face. Nope. But it was still very shaming.
Yes.
And
shaming language always comes from someone being uncomfortable, and they need you to make them comfortable. They need something from you so they can let go or relax or whatever it is.
And they learned it too.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaming is a very, very popular,
yes, it is,
parental control technique. And it's
easy.
It's very easy. Yes.
And it's very damaging.
I think I've told you, I'm sure I've told everyone here too. I have gone to both of my children, both of my sons, and apologized for how I shamed them. Yes. And one of them wanted to have a long conversation because he's definitely his mother's son. And we had a long conversation. And the other one was like, yeah, okay, I gotta go. But luckily, he does speak to his wife. So he went to his wife and they had a conversation. And she told me that he had that conversation. She didn't tell me everything they said, just that she knew what he had like left me just sort of like hanging there, and she wanted to make sure that I knew that he did.
Oh, really?
But that is so my kids. One, blah, 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 sit and talk, and the other one's like, oh, I'm out. I gotta go. Yes. All right. I kind of feel done. How do you feel?
Like we covered a lot.
Yes, we did. I don't know what I'm going to name this one, but or what we're going to name it. I don't know why it's all about me, but
I don't know. But I wrote down that message Spirit brought me, that expansion is the tunnel to freedom.
Oh, got it.
I don't know if that's our title.
All right.
But yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in today. We hope you are enlightened or have, what do you usually say, Miranda? You want it to be thoughtful. You guys,
thought-provoking.
Thought-provoking, that's it.
Thought-provoking. We hope you are as excited to see Trevor and Sarah when they,
and Mari-Lyn with guests,
and Pam on her podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, right now we don't know the wins because this is all so new that we're just moving forward and doing what we can to make it all happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. We are at tcseverydaypsychics.com. If you would like to know more about us or reach out for services, that's where you do it. TCS Everyday Psychics is our main YouTube channel. And of course, here, the Conscious Spirit podcast, which you can find everywhere. And if you are watching this on YouTube, drop a comment, please.
Yes, please.
What you think, or
please do.
Yes. Whatever you want to say to us. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.